which I thought was really, really cool. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Eleasha and welcome. So today I wanted to do a springy type of set. It's gonna be very colorful. I wanted to do some duck nails since it's been a while, but before I glue them on, I'm going to put a thin layer of top coat over my natural nails. Now for those who don't know, this is the way I do my pop-off method. I only use top coat. Some people put cuticle oil, some people use peel-off base coat, which I have, but I don't really use it because anytime I use it, it pops off too easily, especially like when I'm filing, so I just opt out not to use it. I'm going to clip these down a little bit shorter. I don't want them too short because I do want the design to fit. So let's see, maybe we'll do it about maybe a little bit shorter than this. Maybe a little bit shorter. Okay, I think that's fine. I wanted to make a moon shape with the edge of the tip, so I'm using my 180 grit sanding band to do just that. In my unboxing video, I did say I wanted to use these polygels again, and I'm going to do something a little bit more extra than what I did for the last one. I am going to do like this crazy freestyle, and it's also going to include that viral 3D lip, which I thought was really, really cool. So I'm mainly going to be using these 5 colors as my base. This is the fluorescent yellow, which I think also turns into like a green with the UV light. I got the neon pink, red, smoky pink, and barely pink. So let's get started onto the polygel application. So each nail is gonna have their own designated color. So for the thumb, I am using smoky pink. I'm gonna try and do all of this within one bead. Now I gotta say, this color right here would be perfect. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say would be, it is perfect as a base. Y'all know I like my base colors, and I am very picky when it comes to stuff like that because there are some bases where it's too, I guess you could say, transparent. Like it doesn't have a solid color like this, a solid foundation, and it's very apparent when you do designs and the base just doesn't look as good. But this one right here, it's moving just nicely. It's not too stiff, not too runny, and it's pretty opaque. So far so good with this one, and I do like this nude color. It says pink, but this is more like a nude to me. I'm gonna need to find bigger sizes of these tubes so I can use them on the daily, because I really like these colors and I just want to add them to my collection. This one's a little bit softer, a lot softer than the other polygels, but I think it has to do with that UV effect in the formulation with this one. While I say this is easier to remove, I'll say that removing the excess polygel is easier, but yeah, this is a lot more softer than I would like. Hopefully this one doesn't have the same runniness like the yellow did, but judging by the way it came out the tube, I'm confident that it doesn't have it. Yeah, this seems to be pretty okay, so I think we're good. I gotta say, I'm liking this red. I don't usually do this. Well, I don't think I've ever done this. I normally just use my hand file first and then do the e-file, but I want to see how much progress I can get done with just the e-file. So I'm going back in with that same sanding band to file and shape the nails. Let me get that dust collector. See, I managed to remember this time. So here's how the nails turned out after filing. So I'm just going to buff these out with a bit of cuticle oil. For those who don't know, that helps to get rid of the scratches. I don't know who discovered this method, but thank goodness they did, because it helps out a lot. Now before I start on the nail art, I'm going to put on some base coat. I'm gonna start off with the French tips first, just to get that out the way. So the thumb and the ring finger will have the French tips in white. Is too narrowed in. Alright, I don't know if y'all can see up close, but I think because of the base coat, I didn't wipe it down and it just rubbed against too much fabric and now there's too much lint. So I'm just gonna restart, wipe everything away, and then actually start off with a nice clean slate because the hair is getting on my nerves. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just wipe down all of the other nails. You know what? Now I'm wondering, is the stickiness actually important to have when you have base coat? Or does wiping away the sticky layer mean anything? Does it like matter? I've always wondered that. I mean, I see no difference. Now, I'm done with the thumb. The only thing I wanted to do with this was just put on the charm, and then for the ring finger, well, that's going to be its own thing, but we'll get back to that. So now to the pointer finger, I wanted to do some aura design with stars on top. Pretty simple. I wanted it to kind of resemble like a rock star Y2K type of design that I've seen. For the aura color, I am using this green, and it's going to be like little bits of dots here and there. So I'm going to do that with my airbrush. Alright, the airbrush is not working for me, so let's try blooming gel instead. Just going to apply a thin layer. Maybe I should have done this first instead of trying out the airbrush. At least that would have saved me some time. The first ones that I did are too dark, so I'm thinking I should do it again and then try to, be faster this time around because I don't want them to spread out and then they end up losing that vibrancy. So let's do that. I'll do a second coat. Try to do it as thin as possible because I don't want this to be too thick. And now I'm going to add black stars. Like I said, I wanted this to have a rock star type of vibe. Drawing the stars out like this helps a lot. So if you're having trouble, just do this. Yeah, this looks terrible. I don't know why I'm not getting this right. I feel like the star is fine, but I don't know. It's not what I want. So let's redo this again for the third time. I don't know. Yeah, no, I can't do it. Doesn't look right. All right, let's try it again. Okay, that does look better. I'm gonna redo this last one again. I think it's too small. I want it to be a little bit bigger. That's what happens sometimes when you're doing a nail design. Sometimes it might not work out the first time, so you gotta do it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, so on and so forth until you can get it right. Or you can always just give up and then try something new, but I try to work things out first. That's not it. I'm gonna do a second coat of the black and then come right back. Now for this one, I'm going to add a giant star, but this is gonna have chrome on top just to spice it up. I am gonna wipe it really good with some alcohol. I don't want that chrome sticking to anything else. I have seen this hack before, so as an extra precaution, I am going to add some matte top coat just so that when I do draw this star, it doesn't stick to anything else because I have been having that issue. Now that I'm done drawing it out, I am going to cure it for 10 seconds and then put the chrome right on top. Actually, scratch that. I'm going to cure it for the full 60, then put on top coat and then cure it for 10 seconds. I find that the top coat has a better finish than just putting the chrome on regular polish. So I'm going to use the glossy top coat to just put a nice layer right over the star, and like I said, cure that for 10 seconds. Nice. This is probably the best that it's ever looked. And see, it doesn't look like it transferred. I'm going to leave this one alone for now, so let's get on to the next one. This one's going to have blooming gel with, you guessed it, some croc print. So I'll use that same blooming gel and apply a thin layer of that. So I'm going to do a combination, well, not really a combination, but I'm going to do some yellow plus the orange. First I'll do yellow, then I'll do orange. This one. Now before we get started on the 3D art, I have to put on a base. I've seen this because, you know, usually with mouths there's like a red background to signify the inside of the mouth. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna get some red polish and just draw like a square here. It's my first time doing this design, so I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just repeating what I've seen from tutorials, and then I'm showing you guys how I'm doing it. For the next step, I'm going in with this 4-in-1 Glux gel. This is going to be the teeth, and I'm gonna have to mold them out one by one. To be honest, I think this is gonna be one of the easier parts of this design because I actually practiced this, and I'll show you guys. Yeah, this isn't finished, but this was the practice nail that I did, and the lip was okay, could use a bit more practice, but the teeth were pretty much fine. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing, and then of course finish the bottom half because it's just the top part. So I'm going to carve out 8 individual balls, and the balls shouldn't be too big, shouldn't be too small either, and they should all be around the same size. I molded out 8 of these because I'm gonna put 8 teeth, and then just gotta add them on one by one. You guys can clearly hear that I'm low-key dreading this. mostly because it's time consuming, but this will be fun. The next step is to create the lips. So I'll use the same white gel, but I'll need a lot more. Okay, maybe this is too much. I am using alcohol to give me a bit of slip. Sometimes it gets a little bit hard to mold. Maybe that's still too much. Now with this lip, I am using a reference to help me get the placement right, but I am shaping this out, especially at the top. I want this to be curved, and I am going to add like a little dip. Usually, I think that's what it's called, like a cupid's bow that you see on the lip, but I want to get the general shape of it. As I'm curving out the top, I am slimming down the sides. That's where the thinner part of the lip is. I'm also going to this position to make sure that it's leveled. I want that cupid's bow, but it's starting to look a little weird. I think I did too deep of a dip. Alright, I'm going to cure this. Alright, now for the bottom lip, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. Only difference is it's not really going to have a cupid's bow. So I'll try to mold out the same amount that I did for the top lip. Gosh, it's really coming out like a lip, y'all. First time doing it, and it's looking pretty good so far, so glad that's going well. Now it looks like I'm having a bit of trouble though, because I can't get this part to even out, and I don't think the alcohol is helping because it's making it too slippery. And now for the colors, I want this to be a red lip. I'm going to use some red, and I'm also using some pink because I do want this to have like a bit of a blend to it. I don't want it to just be one-dimensional. Kind of like the way you put on lip liner first and then you put on lip gloss or lipstick to give it a bit of dimension. Same thing. Trying to blend this out, so I'm just going in between the two colors and kind of just swiping it, doing the same thing up here. I don't think it's gonna be perfect, but I do want it to at least look pleasant. I wanted to put like a gold charm on one of the teeth, so I'll do one of the hearts. I just want to see if it'll be big enough to be seen. Let's see. That's the one. Now for the last step, I'm going to add these $ charms to the thumb. Pretty simple enough. Now I'm going to put on some top coat. Now I'm going in with some cuticle oil. What the? This cuticle oil smells like watermelon. Doesn't have a scent listed on here, but it smells good. Now here are the final results. I gotta say, y'all, this lip design is the star of the show. But most of all, the Polygel. Honestly, I really can't complain about the colors. They were just great all around. The colors, the consistency, like I said in the unboxing video, this is great for beginners or even people who are more advanced. Only thing is, I guess certain colors might not have the same consistency because the neon one, like I said before, it was more runnier than I would have liked. But I think it's just the formulation. I guess it's supposed to turn green, I guess, when exposed to like the UV light, but it stayed the same color, so I don't know what that's about. But let's do a little tour of the nails. For the thumb, it's pretty simple, a French tip, and then I put like a $ charm right on top. This one, although I had a vision for it, I don't think it was realized the way that I wanted it to. I did want this aura design and a brighter green, but now that I'm looking at it as it's done, it just isn't it. I would say that's the one con with this set. Now with the next one, obviously this is my favorite nail. The teeth look amazing, the lips, and the little cute gold charm, and I would say for my first try, this was pretty good. This one's also my favorite just because I finally got the chrome right. I'm pretty sure one of my subscribers have told me this method to put matte top coat first and then do the chrome effect afterwards. I don't know why I waited so long to do it. This is what I should have been doing this whole time because it looks amazing. And then this one, although it's not anything too crazy, I did enjoy this one. I'm glad I didn't keep it just one color. I'm glad I did two different colors because it really just elevated it for me. But what do you guys think of these nails? What do you think of the Polygel? And what do you think of the mouth design? Honestly, I'm really tempted to do another one, but I don't know. What do you guys think? If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you'd like to see more content from me, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and bye!